the bad boys a bad attitude. And the Twins return home to the T-Birds. But for how long? The Icebox is ready for a deep freeze. But will a Monster Man give him a meltdown that could even make Ms. Georgia Haas smile?
That will match the Icebox and the Monster Man, the Deep Freeze, and the Meltdown. Hello again, everyone. With David Sams, this is Chuck Underwood from the Super Roller Dome, where the world champion T-Birds are about to face Bad Attitude.
And Chuck, it's a victorious day because for the first time in a month we see the LA T-Birds play once again. They've been on suspension for 1 month, and now they return to the track. But there's one thing to keep in mind, and that is
Monster Man has devised a secret plan called the Meltdown, and he plans to go after the Icebox tonight, Chuck.
This is Bad Attitude entering the Super Roller Dome. And their manager is a woman whom the other 5 teams consider a 5-star Amazon, Georgia Haas.
I hate that woman. She's the most disgusting human being on the face of the earth. As a matter of fact, I don't think she is a human being. She's the one that tried to split up the T-Bird twins for good. And she's the one that tried to keep little Ralphie Valadares, the living legend, off the track and out of the Hall of Fame.
Well, in this sport, Georgia Haas is always front page news. Let's go down to trackside now and Shelley Jamison.
The T-Bird twins are celebrating tonight. They feel like they returned from the outhouse to the penthouse. They've been freed from the evil grip, literally, of 2 of the tougher teams in the league. So it should be an interesting game. Say hello to the T-Birds.
And making their way from under the bleachers and out through that smoke-filled tunnel will be the T-Birds. Now let me see if I got this straight. This is a team whose Ralphie Valadares for a while was temporarily suspended from play. His team was temporarily suspended from television. The T-Bird twins were temporarily sent to other teams. Am I caught up with all that, David?
Well, you're just about there, Chuck. And it was all because of that disgusting, that humiliating, that absolutely obnoxious big mouth, Ms. Georgia Haas. She said the twins were improperly drafted by these T-Birds, so one of them ended up going to the Maniacs and one to the Violators. But both of those managers on those teams defied league rules by mistreating them, and therefore they were allowed to temporarily return to their home team of the T-Birds. But it's only a temporary measure.
And that seems to be the operative word in this whole saga. Everything is temporary. We are told, however, that the commissioner is going to clear this thing up before game's end. There's the Icebox, all 357 pounds coming across the jet jump. You can imagine the cartilage in his knees is screaming bloody murder at him.
And there's the Monster Man. I can't wait to see him take on the Icebox tonight. I can't wait to see the Icebox just chill him out.
Well, the total payload between those two guys is 582 pounds as we begin the first period of play. Remember, 45-second scoring cycles, and only the jetters, the guys wearing the helmets, can score. In the black uniform for the Bad Attitude is going to be Bulldog Scott Casto up to that wall of death.
Oh, nice
Behind him,
move.
Speedy Gonzalez, who got 6 points. And then on the jump, Bulldog gets 6. They both come off the jetway with a total of 8 points. Now they'll try to be awarded single points for passing individual opponents.
Oh.
There's Speedy Gonzalez trying to get around Dr. Fu. Good rear blocking by Dr. Fu.
Oh.
So he cuts under him.
Wow.
And
Whoa.
then Subway's Charlie Saunders,
Yes.
who was trying a flying hip block. Speedy, with less than 5 seconds left, dances out of trouble. And at the end of the first 45-second cycle, the T-Birds lead Bad Attitude 10-8.
Boy, he was aggressive on that cycle.
Speedy rejoices. There's the Monster Man, and Bulldog scraping himself up.
Now let's take a look at the Bad Attitude starting lineup. The most embarrassing lineup in the league. Not because of their lack of skating ability, but because these guys just do not know how to play by the rules, and it's an embarrassment in front of this worldwide audience of millions.
That is BB Blockbuster Billy Bob Bibbas. Can you say that 3 times for the T-Birds? 2 points for him and 2 over the jump for him. Behind him, also getting, well, now just 2 points as Dr. Fu falls. And there's the Monster Man who shoots down Billy Bob. Dr. Fu is wobbly behind him.
I think he may have skate problems there.
Powerful shoulder blocking by the Monster Man. And now, like a falling sequoia, the Monster Man comes down on Billy Bob.
Unfair advantage.
Time runs out in the cycle.
Oh, what's he doing out there?
Well, in the street clothes, that is Monster Man Bernie Jackson's brother, Harold Jackson, Mr. Mean of the Violators.
Get him off the track. He's not even playing tonight.
There's the ice box, perhaps the target of the Jackson 2. The helmets are passed, and Dynamite Daryl Davis will jet for the red, white, and blue T-Birds, and it will be the Monster Man himself, #1 in the black, jetting for Bad Attitude. There's the ice box.
Chuck, the commissioner has got to get control of this league.
An atomic whip, a double whip, if you will, for the Monster Man. He'll get 2 on the wall of death, and over the jump, an additional 2. Dynamite Daryl got tied up and didn't even make the jetway, so no points for the T-Birds yet. There's Charlie Saunders railing Dynamite Daryl. #6 is Saunders. His father skated in roller games for 20 years. Spec Saunders. Look at Monster Man measuring little Ralphie, strategizing to make his move. If he can get around Ralphie, he gets a single point. 5 seconds left in the cycle. He's going to make his move on the little guy. And David slays Goliath. And there's Mr. Mean. And Mr. Mean goes down.
Give it to him. Yeah, there it is. The deep freeze. There it is. The icebox is giving Mr. Mean the deep freeze. And the crowd's gone wild.
Mr. Mean, Harold Jackson, on his back. Apparently came out to help his big brother take on the icebox.
Chuck, I have no idea why Mr. Mean is out there. It's really disturbing me.
Well, his brother seems a bit bewildered as well. Seems to be saying, why are you coming out here to help me with the icebox? I don't need your help.
These two have been after the icebox all season long, and it seems as though each of them want to be the first to absolutely nail him. But so far, both of these thugs have been unsuccessful.
The T-Birds scored no points in that cycle, so Bad Attitude leads 16-14. There's Dynamite Daryl trying again, this time making the jetway. Behind him is Ninja Pete Christensen.
Tough break.
Ninja gets 2. Dynamite Daryl got none on the wall. They both get 2 on the jump. They crouch and now prepare to face the rear blockers. There's the Monster Man.
Give him a
kicking Dynamite down. There's Billy Bob Bibbas rear blocking. And the Monster Man kicks him, and then he kicks Stars and Stripes. We should mention those are legal kick blocks. Now he cleans out Speedy Gonzalez, and the Monster Man has snowplowed the T-Birds. That's Ninja with bats in the attic, trying to shake him away.
This T-Bird team is really taking a licking tonight. I've never seen Bad Attitude so aggressive out there. I just think they've been so humiliated over the last week or so with the developments on Ralphie and the twins that Georgia Haas has just turned these guys loose, and she's just said, kill him, kill him, kill him.
Bad Attitude leads the T-Birds 22-16. Little Ralphie is jetting for the T-Birds. Bad Attitude does not have a jet.
Ralphie Valadares, the living legend.
Total of 4 points through the jetway.
How in the world can he even consider keeping this man out of the Hall of Fame and off of the track?
Number 6 is Charlie Saunders, who hits the rail like a billiard ball.
And that's why Ralphie is so great. Isn't he great? I can't believe that they would keep him off the track.
There's another point. Now can he get around Bernie and score a final single point?
Come on, Ralphie.
3 seconds.
Ralphie. You can
out comes Mr. Mean, and Ralphie runs the brothers into each other as the cycle ends, and Ralphie is elated.
That's our man, Ralphie Valadares, the living legend.
He has gotten the lead back for the T-Birds, and once again, the Jackson boys are at it.
Boy, can you imagine these two growing up together?
Well, I think the initial premise was for the guy in street clothes to help Big Brother in the official uniform. It hasn't worked out that way. Let's go down to Shelly Jamison.
When are you two going to give the icebox the deep freeze?
Don't worry about the deep freeze. We got him covered. We seen it one time. We will not see it again. You're getting defrosted.
That's right. Hey, Mama always told us to take care of you.
I got you one time and I'll get you again, okay? You can't stop the deep freeze, baby. #1 world champion, baby.
Oh, it's going to get bad. Excuse me, gentlemen, the deep freeze. Look out for that move. It's coming.
A new world record in threats per second.
Unbelievable.
End of the first period. T-Birds lead Bad Attitude 24-22. The Twins and the other ladies coming up.
The ladies hit the track on RollerGames.
Earlier this season at the Super Roller Dome, the Maniacs battled the Violators in a close game. Tony Trujillo, the enforcer, whips Mr. Mean high on the wall of death, with the Maniacs' Little Richard close behind.
6 points per man.
Oh,
and
Mr. Mean wipes out on the jump, but just wait until you see the surprise he has in store for Little Richard.
Sweeps past the pile and gets 3 quick points, and he'll try for more, and Mr. Mean is going to try to hustle up and prevent additional points.
He's racking them up.
Seconds remaining in the cycle, a hammerlock by Mr. Mean on Little Richard, and he takes it.
It's revenge for Mr. Mean.
As we begin the second period here in the Dome, the men of the T-Bird turn over the track and a 2-point lead to their women. And jetting in this first 45-second cycle for the T-Birds will be Gina Go-Go Gonzalez in the red helmet, and the Brat, Lyle Morris for Bad Attitude. There's the Brat.
Right.
Up to that 80-degree pitched 14-foot wall they go. They both get above the 2-point line on the wall, and they get 2 on the jet jump. Now they take side on the rear blockers. Electric Randy dropping the Brat. And #1, Patsy Delgado doing a nice job defensively on Go-Go, who must not give up. Remember, they're racing against that time clock as well as against the opposition. The Brat's having no luck this cycle. Electric Randy's now going to try to help out on Patsy Delgado, and she does. In the final second, Go-Go gets a single point.
Good job by the T-Birds.
Who widen their lead to 5 points.
Oh,
And
come on.
from behind, Georgia Haas bushwhacks Electric Randy. And Patsy Delgado goes and jumps on Randy.
Where's the rule book? Oh,
There she is.
Why don't they just throw this woman out of the league? She's crude, she's rude, she's got a bad attitude. Now here's how you score on the wall of death. If you get 3 big strides above that top line, you get 6 points. Below it, you get 2 points. And of course on the jump, same thing. 6 points if you make it over the 12-foot mark, and 2 points behind it. And if you just land safely, which isn't all that easy, you also get 2 points. Oh, why don't
Georgia
they?
Haas.
I hate giving this woman so much camera time.
The T-Birds are going to jet the corker, Debbie McCorkle. There she is leading the pack, and behind her will be Hot Rod Margaret Christopher. Up they go to the jetway. First up, McCorkle.
Oh!
She did not get 3 strides above the 2-point line.
That was
She
so
got
close.
no points. Hot Rod got 6 on the wall. They both get 2 on the jump. There they go. The bopper, #3, is Gail Bowers. She's going to hang back and try to slow down the corker. And there's Skinny Minnie rear blocking against Hot Rod. A left hook slows her down. Up comes the bopper. Goodbye, Skinny Minnie. Goodbye, Jennifer Van Gelder. And the bopper slows up Electric Randy as Hot Rod races past. A dandy cycle for Bad Attitude.
Come on, get it off the screen. I don't even want to talk about it. Get it off. Come on, Chet, take that. I hate that lineup.
Bad Attitude leads the T-Birds by 4, 37-33. There's Jennifer
There she
Van
is.
Gelder. #5 is how we tell them apart.
Both T-Bird twins are on the track.
Jennifer will jet for the T-Birds, and it will be the Latin Spitfire, Patsy Delgado, racing by for Bad Attitude. 2 points for Patsy, 2 for Jennifer.
top right.
Jennifer falls, so she loses her 2. Look at Delgado go. She's quite the veteran. She's in her 13th year in this league. She comes upon a longtime rival, Electric Randy Whitman. Let's watch them go out.
Bam!
Electric Randy winning.
And there
Meanwhile,
goes
Jennifer is
Jennifer.
racing by, trying to get
Bam.
some points for the Birds.
Bam! Oh, come
Under
on.
10 seconds left in the cycle.
Uh-oh.
Well, enough on the scoring. Patsy decides to really clean out Electric Randy.
Oh, tough break.
The tank taps Jennifer. Down she goes, and the cycle ends.
And here they are, the team you've been waiting for the past month. They've been on probation, but they're back, the T-Bird women.
But the T-Bird women trail now by 6 points as you see Patsy Delgado heading in to sit down beside our Shelly Jamison.
But they'll be back. They're coming back, Chuck. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Under 2 minutes left in this second period. Now it is twin sister Christine Van Gelder who is going to jet for the T-Birds, and the bopper, Gail Bowers, right behind.
Come on, Christine.
Up they go. Christine, not an experienced jetter, but she does nicely there with 2 points. And over the jump, she gets 2. The bopper only got a total of 2 through that pass.
The moment of truth is coming up at the half when we expect the commissioner to finally make a ruling as to whether or not these T-Bird twins will remain permanently on the T-Birds. And we're hoping to also learn whether Ralphie may enter the Hall of Fame without giving up his skates.
Final seconds of the cycle. It's been a good one for that woman, the bopper. She got some excellent blocking from the tank, Marnie Smith. There are 2 of tonight's featured ladies. There's Skinny Minnie without her safety goggles on the left, and the Latin Spitfire, Patsy Delgado.
Chuck, you know, there have been various public polls taken, and I really believe that the public is totally behind the T-Birds and Ralphie, and they're totally
What do you think
against
you're doing?
this scum right here, Georgia Haas.
Too much work around here, Buster. Too much work around here to be filled with the likes of you. Now get it out of my face and keep it out of my face. You understand?
That's our infield cameraman who's about to apply for hazard pay.
I'd hate to be in his shoes.
Skinny Minnie, who plays this game constantly and fast forward, gets the full 6 on the wall, but none on the jump because she goes down, and there's the Latin Spitfire going down. And
There
look
she
at
goes.
Skinny Minnie
There
go.
she goes.
She is trying to break through. She doesn't have enough pounds to break through, at
But she
least
gets
not
one.
entirely. The bopper locks up again with the tank, and now Skinny's going to bring in some help. Here comes the cavalry in the form of Electric Randy Whitman. There she goes, 3 seconds, 2. Down they all go as Electric Randy sacrifices herself. Skinny Minnie jumps the pile and gets 2 quick points.
Electric Randy just gave her the spark plug that she needed.
Oh, and Georgia is out wrestling Skinny Minnie. Electric Randy is matched up with Patsy Delgado. Mike Garth is the man in the middle, and look at Georgia Haas go.
This is such a disgusting situation.
She's right on the rail with Skinny Minnie.
And the fans are throwing things at her.
Oh!
There, Georgia just lost her glasses. I think she broke them.
The rose loses its petals.
That's what she gets. That's what she gets. Throw her to the Gators.
2 days every week, veterinarians milk her fangs for serum. Look at her go.
And here we can clearly see that she had... Oh, uh-oh.
Get
Uh-oh.
out of there with that stupid thing.
Back on our cameraman again.
He's in trouble.
Come on.
Get him out of
Come
there.
on.
Our
What are you
cameraman
backing
is
up
about
for, huh?
6'1",
Come
weighs
on,
about
come here.
220.
Let's go. You
Georgia
want it?
says that's an
What do
even
you want?
match. We're at halftime. Bad Attitude leads the T-Birds by 4.
Wally George is with the commissioner as they discuss the future of the T-Bird twins.
Wally George here at Rollers Sports Central. Finally, we're getting to the bottom of this controversy that's gone on way too long. The question remains, should Ralphie have to hang up his skates if he's inducted into the Hall of Fame? And should the T-Bird twins be allowed to permanently skate on the same team together? Commissioner, how are you going to settle this consuming question? I understand it's a tie vote.
Yes, Wally, you're right. It was a tie vote. The vote was 5-5 between all of the teams and the 4 deputy commissioners, which meant that I had to cast the tie-breaking vote. I'm not about to do that sort of thing at this particular moment because I feel I'm too close to the situation. I have a conflict of interest. Besides, I think this is far too important for one person to decide. The whole general public should decide. You good people who have been watching this going on for the last few weeks, you know what your feelings are. You know if they lie in favor of Ralphie and the twins, or if they lie in favor of Georgia and Skull and Guru. You're the ones who should decide. And so what I've said is I will abide by the public decision, but let the public decide.
It's your turn, America! This is your big chance to vote on the fate of Ralphie and the T-Bird twins. Should the twins be permitted to return to the T-Birds for good? Should Ralphie be in the RollerGames Hall of Fame and continue to skate? Yes or no? If you vote yes, you're voting for Ralphie and for the T-Bird twins. If you vote no, well then, you're just despicable. If you vote no, that means that you're voting for Ms. Georgia Haas. Vote now. If you want Ralphie to continue to skate and be inducted into the Hall of Fame, vote yes. And if you want the T-Bird twins to return to the T-Birds for good, vote yes. Go online right now to the address on your screen. This is your opportunity to make RollerGames great again. It could be devastating.
I think that's going to be fair. I think it's the only way to settle this mess, Wally, and I can't think of a better way to do it than this. And at the end of the voting in 2 weeks, we'll take the final tally. Whatever the public decides is the way I will vote to break this deadlock.
Okay, Commissioner, I agree. That's the only way to settle it fairly. Thank you very much. And now let's go back to the Super Roller Dome.
Vote yes! Don't let Ralphie and the T-Bird twins down! They need your vote! Vote yes! This is war.
They're chanting T-Birds in the Super Roller Dome, and the T-Birds need a few points.
No, they're chanting vote yes, vote yes, vote yes.
Bad Attitude leads by 4 as we begin this third period with the corker. Debbie McCorkle in the red, white, and blue, and jetting for the T-Birds. And the bopper, Gail Bowers, in the black of Bad Attitude. Up to the wall of death they go. Both women fall short. One falls down, so no points for either. And over the jet jump, the bopper got her too. And behind her, so does the corker. There's the tank coming up and riding down the corker. Bad Attitude, meanwhile, is starting to stack up behind Electric Randy there. An excellent rear blocker. She's letting no one by. Windmilling those arms. That's one of her patented moves. Look at it. All 4 behind. Nobody can get past. Nobody scoring points. And time runs out in the cycle. And the glamour belongs, yes, to the Jetters, but that woman also is making a name for herself as she is wrestled down by the lady whose friends call her the Rose, Georgia Haas. Oh, and she's double teamed as Patsy Delgado drops her with the right.
This is getting way out of hand.
Yeah, for what? For what? You're the whole house. Patsy.
The unsinkable Georgia Haas.
She is so disgusting. The Iron Maiden of RollerGames, Ms. Georgia Haas. And if you vote no, you'll be voting for that pig.
The whistle starts a new 45-second scoring cycle. It'll be Jennifer Van Gelder with an atomic whip from her teammates heading up to the wall. Oh, she gets 2. Behind her, the Brat gets 2 on the wall. And over the jump, they also match scoring with 2 apiece. The Brat eyeing Jennifer and getting a nice block from behind that Jennifer never saw coming. But she skins the cat and gets back quickly. The Brat is a real scooter back on the main concourse. She gets a point there by passing Go-Go Gonzalez. A whip from the tank, and she's gone for more, and Patsy keeps the speed up of Brat. And she decides with a few seconds left in the cycle to tap her helmet, and that stops the cycle and prevents Jennifer from getting any additional points.
Just a reminder to go online right now and vote for Ralphie and the T-Bird twins. Vote yes. If you vote no, you will be voting for Ms. Georgia Haas, and you'll have to live with yourself.
Got that?
That's not Jennifer. That is twin sister Christine this time. Not handling the wall very well. Around her goes the Latin Spitfire. So on that pass through the jetway, Bad Attitude gains a couple points. Good rear blocking. Number 3 in the black is the bopper Gail Bowers. She drops Christine. There goes the Latin Spitfire. She gets quickly by 2 T-Birds, gets points, yanks down Go-Go by her locks, and then celebrates with her teammates.
Have to hand it to her. That was a nice move.
It remains a close game. Bad Attitude is slightly up.
Chuck, we've been receiving a lot of inquiries this week as to the condition of the Rollin' Rocker, Brian Jacobson. Now, as we remember, last week, Sunset Stevie gave him a bad, whoa. Well, you can see it right there. He knocked him a good one. And as a result, the Rollin' Rocker, Brian Jacobson, is going to end up with about 12 stitches in his forehead. But the doctors tell us that he's going to be just fine, and he'll be returning to action here very soon.
And returning to action now are the ladies. We're in the 3rd period here in the Dome. It's Bad Attitude in the black, the T-Birds in the red, white, and blue. Go-Go Gonzalez is going to be the first jetter. And behind her, the talented Hot Rod Christopher.
Did she make it?
Nope, only got 2, referee Paul Gallegos says, and they get 2 on the jump as well, and look at them go now.
Boy, I'd like to see an instant replay on that one.
Shoulder blocking. There's Hot Rod coming upon the pile. Rolls over it, gets 3 quick points as she passes 3 red, white, and blue jerseys in that pile. Nicely done by Hot Rod. And you want tough? Hot Rod is studying Kung Fu. She's a veteran of the U.S. Navy. And her brother Tom, a twin, is a nightclub bouncer. She's prepared for this sport.
We want to thank all of our fans all across the world for your ongoing interest in roller games. It's just been incredible, and that's why we've come out with the RollerGames magazine and soundtrack. And Chuck, I don't know about you, but I think now it's time to come out with the Wally George doll.
Why am I not surprised to hear you say that? Electric Randy Whitman. And behind her, Patsy Delgado, who falls short on the wall and loses a couple points. And Patsy also gets nothing over the jump. Electric Randy sweeps by. She got 2 quick points there as she passed a couple of Bad Attitude. Remember, she was earlier ambushed by Patsy Delgado. Now she's coming up on Patsy, grabbing the hair, and perhaps balancing the account. Under 10 seconds left in the cycle, and they are locked in mortal combat.
Come on, Randy, give her a shot.
Oh, and she gets 2 birds with 1 stone in what is a not-so-passionate embrace by Georgia Haas and her own player, Patsy Delgado.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Never do ever do that to me again, you have? Ever.
I think Georgia Haas is so upset because the commissioner has opened up this vote to the world, and I think she knows that she doesn't stand much of a chance because the public's behind the twins and Ralphie. I know they are.
That is the end of the 3rd period. The men will now hop onto the track. 72-64, Bad Attitude leads. Let's go down to Shelley Jameson.
Okay, I'm here with Georgia Haas. Looks like you may be in trouble. The public's going to be allowed to vote whether the T-Bird twins and Ralphie should be allowed to return to their team. What do you think about that?
First of all, my name to you is Ms. Georgia Haas. Only my friends may call me Rose. As far as this stupid, ridiculous voting of the public, I'm not worried at all because I have millions of fans out there, and I know they are going to be right by my side.
Who told you have millions of fans?
I've got millions of fans.
I'll
tell you, I've got more fans than you ever had. We'll prove it. We are going to prove it. Yes,
As usual,
we will prove it.
there's no agreeing here, which is fine. So we'll let them settle it and go back where it's safe. Trackside with Chuck and Dave.
So, America, this is your chance to vote once and for all. Should Ralphie go into the Hall of Fame and continue to skate? Vote yes. Should the T-Bird twins remain the T-Bird twins for good? Vote yes. Remember, we're doing this online, so it's fair for everybody. There's no mail-in ballots because we're avoiding voter fraud. There is no polling stations because we do not want hanging chads. Vote now online. Look for our special features on YouTube.
Back in the Dome for the final 6-minute period. The T-Birds trail Bad Attitude by 8. It'll be up to the men of the red, white, and blue to recapture that lead if they can.
It's the Icebox and Monster Man leading the pack.
Dynamite Darrell is the jetter who's going to lead it up the jetway. Behind him, Charlie Saunders, an excellent skater. Dynamite didn't get a lot of speed, so he barely gets 2. Look at Charlie, meanwhile. Charlie, they're going to give him, and I'm not sure he got it, but they're going to give him 6 on both the wall and the jump. 12 points for Saunders and only 4 for Dynamite.
There was no way that he took 3 big strides up on that wall of death above that top line.
That's Stars and Stripes, by the way, David's favorite, who is dropping Charlie Saunders as a rear blocker for the T-Birds. Meanwhile, Dynamite Darrell's trying to get around the Monster Man.
Yep, Stars and Stripes. He's a real Rookie of the Year contender this year.
Well, the Jetters have a pretty rough cycle, thank you. And now it's really getting rough. Little Dynamite Darrell matched up with Bernie. In once again comes the Monster Man's brother, Mr. Mean, who decks Dynamite Darrell.
I just don't understand what Mr. Mean is doing out there tonight. I don't understand why they don't throw him out of here.
16-point lead for Bad Attitude. That is getting significant, but Bad Attitude just had a terrific pass by Charlie Saunders through the jetway. He got the match, 12 points.
But keep in mind, in this game, 16 points doesn't mean a thing, because you can get 6 points on the wall of death, 6 points on the jump, and of course individual points by passing the opponent. And this game can be tied up real fast.
New Jetters, it'll be Stars and Stripes in the red, white, and blue, number 4. And for Bad Attitude, Bulldog, Scott Casto. There they go. Stars and Stripes, one of the top jetters. He got a rather clumsy whip, though. Let's see if he's got enough speed. Got up high enough, but he only got 2 points. So did the Bulldog. They collide in midair going over the jump, and both go down, so no points for either.
Stars and Stripes, probably one of Ralphie Valendera's greatest discoveries ever.
This looks now like a speed race, the old-fashioned roller derby. Used to be in the 30s, you won this game on a marathon race. You didn't get points. Oh, and Mr. Mean is back on the track. He just dropped Stars and Stripes.
This is ridiculous. Throw him out of there.
The cycle ends, and now the Monster Man comes up, and he pounds away at Stars and Stripes. The 2 Jackson boys now have the Icebox corner. Icebox doesn't know where to turn. And he decides to turn the other cheek.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
Mr. Mean, Harold Jackson.
I know the skull has put him up to this. I just know it.
There they are, the Jackson 2.
Now what's up? What's wrong with these 2? Now they got a family feud going on.
Mr. Mean, in the first period of this game, ran onto the track to try to help his brother Monster Man during a bit of an argument.
Well, the Monster Man keeps saying he's got some kind of a special meltdown play, but I haven't seen it.
Speedy Gonzalez does not get 2 points because he falls, and Dr. Fu came up low on the wall, and both men get 2 on the jet jump. Speedy with Dr. Fu behind him, subways the Monster Man, who ends up dropping his own teammate, Dr. Fu.
That's what it's all about.
There's the Monster Man.
Uh-oh.
And from behind, Mr. Mean brings down the box and is kicking away.
Unfair advantage.
Mr. Mean is loose.
I do not understand this total fiasco. Where is Commissioner Griffith?
I guess he's too busy counting the online votes.
The Icebox down. Continued arguing by the 2 brothers. If we're hearing properly from our position, Mr. Mean seems to be saying, I'm trying to help you, big brother, and you keep shoving me away. Meanwhile, the whistle has started the next cycle. There goes Charlie Saunders for 6 points. And another 6 points on both wall and jump. And Dynamite Darrell got only a total of 2, so Bad Attitude is really rolling it up. And Bernie Jackson is rolling Dynamite over one of the highest parts of the track. That was a steep fall for Dynamite.
Oh, now look what they're doing to Ralphie.
And there goes Stars and Stripes to the rail. Monster Man's now working on Billy Bob Bibbis, and with some help from Dr. Fu, Billy Bob goes down as Charlie Saunders celebrates. And the Monster Man isn't done yet.
Bad Attitude, they've just thrown away the rule book. They're now creating their own rules. They don't care what they do. They're just bulldozing this T-Bird team to death.
Monster Man has been breathing fire from his nostrils all night. He has a look of madness in his eyes.
I'm gonna leave, that's what I'm gonna do. I came out here.
Chuck, I'm really nervous. I'll tell you. One thing about Georgia Haas, she's been in this league a long time, and she does have a loyal following out there. I hope they don't vote for her, but you know, it could be close, that vote.
This will be the final cycle of the game. Little Ralphie Valadares. And behind him, Dr. Fu. Ralphie goes down, and then so does Dr. Fu. It's an enormous lead by Bad Attitude. Ralphie, though, will never die. 19 seconds left in the game. Bad Attitude is going to win. Ralphie taking aim at the Monster Man, trying to get a final point.
Come on, Ralphie.
Mr. Mean still prowling the infield. The Monster Man pointing to his brother. And Monster Man just became a falsetto.
Ralphie gets the ultimate revenge. There goes Mr. Mean.
Mad at Ralphie for shoving Big Brother into the down post. Well, the game's over, but the action surely is not. They're right at the swamp right now.
Oh, no! Oh, no! He's going to try to throw him into the pit. Oh, my goodness gracious. They cannot throw the living legend into the pit. No way! Where's the icebox when you need him? Where's Matt Bickham? No! Yeah! And the Monster Man knocks his own brother into the pit. How humiliating! And the crowd goes wild.
Well, tough to figure. Little brother Mr. Mean tries to do a good deed throughout the game, helping Big Brother Monster Man. But the Monster says, apparently, you've stolen my spotlight. Don't go away. We'll be back with the post-game party.
You're watching War. Well, you demanded that we bring him back. So here he is, DC Gatchel with Rock and Roller Game.
clobbers the T-Birds 110-80. More after this.
heard it at halftime. The commissioner said, it's up to you. I don't care where you're watching from. If you want to see the T-Bird twins remain on skates, you have to vote yes. And if you want to see this man get his well-deserved Hall of Fame entrance, you have to vote yes. But if you vote no, they will not return to the T-Birds, and they will not. This man right here will not make it into the Hall of Fame.
You will never win. You will never win. My millions of fans will see to that. You will vote right. You will vote for me, right? You will vote for me.
Remember, vote yes if it's for the Twins and Ralphie. Vote no if it's for Georgia Hall.
Well, Sam's only gets to vote once. So the league is saying it can't decide this matter. It's turning it over to you. It is over for this week in the Dome. Bad Attitude has clobbered the T-Birds.
Next week, Mr. Mean will attempt to get revenge against the Monster Man when Bad Attitude takes on the Violators here on Roller Games. It could be